Tonight, really we must get to business. It can't just be more talk, it can't be summits, it has to be real reform. We got to talk about jobs. Our country, young people are unemployed. 57% of our young people are unemployed. 10 million of our citizens cannot find work. Tonight, we've got to talk about whether we sell SAA, we've got to talk about how we reform ESCOM and make sure there's certainty on policy. So I'm not looking for frills. I'm looking for action tonight, and we've got to make sure that we get this country working and heading in the right direction.
Look, there are a variety of outstanding issues from the 6th Parliament, the prime being what do you want to do with the South African Reserve Bank. We had put a private members bill as the EFF to say we must remove all private shareholders from the Reserve Bank so that it is publicly owned wholly, like majority of central banks in the world, that South Africa's central bank must be centrally owned. And also the issue of creation of a state bank. But much more firmly, we want to hear not some fictional stories. We want to hear a clear plan on how do you create jobs, how do you grow the economy. We're in a recession now. Some of the major listed companies want to leave the JSE. There is no real economic activity that is happening domestically. What is going to happen much more practically to grow the economy, to create jobs and defeat the poverty levels that define our people?
My expectation, I think, is what each and every South African is expecting tonight. And that is that the president must come forward with real detail how he's going to solve the problems of South Africa. We know the economy is a problem. There's not economic growth. We know that unemployment is a crisis. We know that crime is a crisis. But he refers to those problems in each of his previous State of the Nation addresses. Now we say the time has come that we want to hear what specific actions he is going to take. It's no use just talking about the problems. Everybody knows what the problems are. In fact, they are experiencing it. We want to hear what actions are going to take place. And then I also say that we must address the issue of nation building in South Africa. We must stop trying to fight for the better past. Let's try to fight for a better future. And the Freedom Front Plus is on record where we said that we want to contribute to try and ensure that we build a better future to the benefit of all people of South Africa.
Well, as good like the rest of South Africa, we're expecting that the president will address the state of our economy and pronounce measures that can grow our economy. And of course, central to our economic growth is ESCOM to provide electricity security, that the president at least give guidance or feedback from his State of the Nation address in February. What is the state of ESCOM? And then of course, the high number of young unemployed people in our country. How do we accommodate them in the economy? And how do we bring young people in to be part of the decision making so that they can help and shape and design the future that they want?
I would want practical solutions to address triple challenges: unemployment, poverty and inequality.
The land issue has been one that has been postponed for far too long, and I think anyone's stability and anyone's economic growth is centered around land. Many South Africans today who are without land are looking to the president to give the clear guidance as to how are we going to address the issues of land, and particularly people in rural areas who continuously are denied access to land tenure rights. Will also wanting to be hearing as to what the president will be outlining in this regard. And we as South Africans need to come together and work jointly into finding the common solutions as to how we solve the land issue.